Imagine having a superpower that instantly earns you respect wherever you go. No cape, no special effects, just words. Today we're diving into the 7 levels of honesty that ancient Stoic philosophers used to command respect from emperors and common people alike. But here's the twist. These aren't just philosophical concepts. Modern neuroscience reveals that honesty literally rewires your brain for confidence and charisma. Ready to unlock this ancient wisdom? Introduction to Stoic Honesty. Picture this. It's 170 AD in Rome. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, sits alone writing in his journal. He's not boasting about conquests or wealth. Instead, he's brutally honest about his flaws, fears, and failures. This wasn't weakness. It was his secret weapon. The Stoics discovered that honesty operates on multiple levels, like a video game, where each level unlocks greater respect and influence. But here's what's fascinating. Scientists today have proven that each level of honesty triggers specific neural pathways that make others perceive you as more trustworthy, confident, and worthy of respect. Level 1 Basic Truth Telling. Welcome to Level 1, the foundation floor of our honesty skyscraper. This is simply not lying about facts. Sounds basic, right? But here's the plot twist. Most people fail at this level without even realizing it. Imagine your brain as a computer processor. Every time you tell a white lie, "Sorry I'm late, traffic was crazy," when you actually just hit snooze too many times, your mental RAM gets clogged with keeping track of these micro-deceptions. Neuroscientist Dr. Dan Ariely discovered that our brains literally work harder when we lie. It's like running multiple programs simultaneously, exhausting and inefficient. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do fewer things, or more accurately, do what's essential." Starting with basic honesty is essential because it frees up mental energy for what actually matters. But here's the respect factor. When people notice you never lie about small things, they automatically trust you with bigger things. It's like building credit score for your character. Level 2, Emotional Honesty. Level 2 is where things get interesting. This is emotional honesty, admitting how you actually feel instead of pretending everything's fine when it's not. Picture Seneca, another Stoic master, writing letters to his friend Lucilius. He didn't write, "I'm doing great, thanks for asking." Instead, he'd say things like, "I'm struggling with anger today, and here's what I'm learning from it." This wasn't oversharing, it was strategic vulnerability. Modern research by Dr. Brené Brown shows that controlled vulnerability creates what she calls connection bridges in relationships. Here's the science. When you honestly express emotions, you activate mirror neurons in other people's brains. They literally feel more connected to you because your authenticity gives them permission to be authentic too. But there's a crucial Stoic twist. You acknowledge the emotion without being controlled by it. Instead of saying, "I'm furious and it's all your fault," you say, "I notice I'm feeling angry right now and I want to understand why." This level commands respect because it shows emotional intelligence and self-awareness, two qualities that separate leaders from followers. Level 3, Intellectual Honesty. Welcome to Level 3, Intellectual Honesty. This is where you become comfortable saying 3 of the most powerful words in any language: "I don't know." Imagine you're in a meeting and someone asks a technical question. Most people will either fake an answer or deflect. But someone operating at Level 3 says, "I don't know, but I'll find out and get back to you by tomorrow." Instant respect boost. Why? Because intellectual honesty signals confidence and competence. Paradoxically, admitting ignorance makes you appear smarter. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus had a saying, "It's impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This is Level 3 in action, creating space for growth by acknowledging the limits of your current knowledge. Here's the neuroscience. When you admit ignorance honestly, you activate what researchers call cognitive humility. This actually makes your brain more receptive to new information and better at problem solving. People respect intellectual honesty because it shows security. Insecure people pretend to know everything. Confident people admit what they don't know and take action to learn more. Level 4 Mistake Acknowledgement. Level 4 is where we enter advanced territory, owning your mistakes quickly and completely. This is the difference between reactive damage control and proactive leadership. Picture this scenario. You mess up at work. Level 1 people might lie about it. Level 2 people might get emotional and blame others. Level 3 people might intellectualize it. But Level 4 people do something revolutionary. They own it immediately. I made a mistake. Here's what happened, here's what I learned, and here's my plan to fix it. No excuses, no deflection, no drama. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. In his personal writings, he constantly acknowledged his mistakes and failures. But here's the key. He did it without self-attack or self-pity. It was simply data for improvement. The psychology behind this is fascinating. When you own mistakes quickly, you actually control the narrative. People's brains are wired to respect those who take responsibility because it signals trustworthiness and emotional maturity. Research shows that leaders who acknowledge mistakes early are perceived as more competent, not less. It's counterintuitive but true. Admitting fallibility makes you appear more capable of handling challenges. Level 5 Value Transparency. Level 5 is value transparency. Being clear about what you stand for even when it's inconvenient. This is where honesty becomes a compass for decision-making. Imagine Cato the Younger, a Roman politician known for never compromising his principles. When offered bribes that would have made him wealthy, he refused, not just privately but publicly, explaining exactly why these actions violated his values. This wasn't rigid moralizing, it was strategic clarity. When people know exactly what you stand for, they can predict how you'll behave. This predictability builds trust, and trust builds respect. Here's the modern application. Instead of being wishy-washy about your boundaries, you clearly communicate them. I don't discuss colleagues negatively, or I don't make commitments I can't keep, or I prioritize family time on weekends. The neuroscience is compelling. When you're transparent about your values, it activates what researchers call authentic leadership behaviors. People's brains literally perceive you as more trustworthy and competent. But here's the advanced part. You communicate your values without judging others for having different ones. It's, this is what I believe, not, this is what everyone should believe. Level 6, Constructive Confrontation. Level 6 is constructive confrontation, the ability to address difficult truths in relationships and situations. This is where honesty becomes a tool for positive change. Most people avoid difficult conversations like the plague. They either explode in anger or stay silent and let resentment build. But Level 6 operators have a third option: compassionate directness. Seneca mastered this art. When he needed to give difficult feedback, he'd say something like, I care about you enough to risk this conversation being uncomfortable. Here's what I'm observing, and here's why I think it matters. The key is combining honesty with care. You're not attacking the person, you're addressing the behavior or situation because you want the best outcome for everyone involved. Modern conflict resolution research shows that people who engage in constructive confrontation are perceived as more courageous and trustworthy. They're the ones people turn to when things get difficult because they don't avoid hard truths. Here's the formula. I notice observation, I feel emotion, I need request, because reason that benefits everyone. It's honest without being aggressive, direct without being harsh. Level 7, Philosophical Honesty. Welcome to Level 7, the ultimate level of honesty. This is philosophical honesty, being truthful about the biggest questions of existence, mortality, and meaning. Marcus Aurelius exemplified this in his Meditations. He wrote honestly about death, the temporary nature of all achievements, and the cosmic insignificance of human drama. But this wasn't depressing nihilism, it was liberating wisdom. When you reach Level 7, you can discuss life's biggest uncertainties without pretending to have all the answers. You can acknowledge mortality without fear, discuss failure as a natural part of growth, and admit that much of what we worry about doesn't actually matter. Here's what's remarkable: people are drawn to those who can speak honestly about life's fundamental questions. It creates what researchers call existential authenticity, a deep resonance that goes beyond surface-level interactions. The practical application: instead of pretending everything is perfect, you acknowledge life's inherent challenges while maintaining perspective. Yes, this is difficult and we'll figure it out, becomes your default response to uncertainty. Level 7, honesty, commands the deepest respect because it shows wisdom, acceptance, and courage. It's the difference between someone who talks about life and someone who has truly lived it. Integration in daily practice. Now here's the crucial part. These levels aren't destinations, they're daily practices. The Stoics understood that honesty is like physical fitness. It requires consistent exercise to maintain. Start with level 1 today. Notice every small lie or exaggeration that creeps into your conversations. Replace "traffic was terrible" with "I left later than I should have." Replace "I'll try" with "I will" or "I won't be able to." As you build this foundation, you'll naturally progress through the other levels. Each level builds on the previous one, creating a compound effect that transforms how people perceive and interact with you. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. Even Marcus Aurelius struggled with these principles daily. The difference is that he kept practicing, kept growing, kept becoming more honest with himself and others. The most fascinating part? As you develop these 7 levels of honesty, you'll notice something unexpected. You start respecting yourself more, and when you genuinely respect yourself, earning others' respect becomes natural and effortless. The transformation promise. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 7 days, practice 1 level each day. Start with basic truth-telling on day 1, add emotional honesty on day 2, and so on. By the end of the week, you'll have experienced something remarkable, the feeling of living in complete alignment with your words and actions. It's like suddenly having access to a confidence and charisma that was always there but was buried under layers of small deceptions and half-truths. The ancient Stoics knew this secret. Honesty isn't just about telling the truth to others. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to lie because your life itself is a testament to your values. That's the real superpower. Not just earning respect, but deserving it. Not just appearing confident, but actually being confident. Not just seeming trustworthy, but being genuinely worthy of trust. What level will you start with today?